Welcome.
Welcome. What's good, guys? Welcome to the HBCU podcast. I'm Hashim, one of the hosts, and my co-host.
What's going on? Good rising, good people. Bobby K here.
Yes, sir.
Back at it with another episode.
And you already know we start off. Gotta pay homage to HBCU colleges. So today, Bobby got the fun fact.
Yes, HBCU fun fact. We're gonna try to make it a jingle. We're gonna try to make it a jingle.
Hey.
All right, so the fun fact for today is on Howard University. They are located in Washington, D.C. The fun fact is they actually go by different names. I don't know if people on the campus call these names, but they go by the Real, HU, the Hilltop, and the Mecca. So, nice little nicknames and different ways to, mention them. Very prestigious HBCU. So shout out to any Howard alumni. But yeah, let's get into this episode.
Okay, so today's topic is social media. I know that sounds kind of broad, but we're going to get into it.
Impact of social media.
Yeah, so I always say, I was telling Bobby this before, that I think our generation, so me and him, so if it's like from, I'm going to say like 28 to like 8 or younger, 28 younger, sound right?
Yeah, 30, like most of the people in their 20s, basically.
Yeah, 20s. I'll put 20, 19 in there too. We grew up with these social media. So like MySpace, when it's on this rise, we grew up when Facebook got hot, when Twitter got hot, Snapchat was really popping. Whatever other people use, I don't know. I'm thinking Tumblr.
Well, that's later. That's for the 2000 babies.
But
that's the 2000 babies. We're talking about the 90 babies.
But even I'll put TikTok in there too, because it's still something that Vine, definitely Vine.
Definitely Vine.
Can't forget.
If everyone remembers Vine, I'm sure anyone who's watching this remembers Vine.
Yeah.
I miss it.
So, like, we grew up with that. So we have always been engulfed in like social media, keeping up with what our friends are doing, what other people are doing. That we really don't need to, or people in the past, like the older generation, didn't have that. And so you might get into like how that has affected either you or our generation in a whole.
I think social media has had a big effect on our generation, because anytime, like, to be honest, social media has become like the main source for news, for us gathering news and information. Like I remember, for example, for a tragedy, when Kobe passed in January, I remember, initially the way I found out was in the group chat. I think Munkle put it, put it in the group chat. So, I was like, I wasn't sure if it was real. I wasn't sure if it was the thing because it came from TMZ. So, with them, with certain stories or, news, you kind of, it could be wishy-washy. But usually with deaths, they're very accurate and precise because...
I don't know about that. Well,
has there been a situation where they said someone died and they did? Well, besides Kim Jong-un, but...
I think they said Manny Pacquiao or something, but they were wild disrespectful how they handled the Kobe situation.
Oh, of course.
I'm a Kobe fan,
absolutely.
But like, and as I was like, you said, when we found out, I found out through like Twitter, and then obviously you Google it to make it see if there's other sources.
Exactly.
And as I'm Googling, it says like, Kobe's whole family was on.
Then they said Rick Fox
on the helicopter. Yeah, it wasn't a good time. I'll say that. But go ahead.
That's what part of the it's social media is a very big gift and curse. It's very much a double-edged sword because like I was saying on gift part, I guess, it is become kind of a news source where a lot of people, especially for like Twitter, we see and hear a lot of information in regards to what is going on with presidency, certain laws being made, certain,
The world.
the world in general, like when tragedies happen, when things are trending, or when someone's getting traded, or just anything in regards to any sector, whether it's entertainment or politics or whatever it may be. It's a source of information that people worldwide can be inclusive in. But it's also a curse in that way, because a lot of false information gets spread very easily because people are so thirsty to be first. Oh, I want to be the first to tweet this. I want to be, and that was the Kobe situation. So many publications wanted to be first on leaking, the full details of the situation without understanding what was going on. That's where people said, oh, well, Vanessa was on the helicopter. All his children, is outside of just Gigi, was in it. Oh, Rick Fox was in it. Like, you put in people's names out there, and you put in people's like families and loved ones and supporters, someone like you who's a Laker fan, big supporter of Kobe. It's already devastating to hear about someone like of his status and someone with all his accomplishments and legacy passing away with his daughter. But then you try to add that to, his wife and his other children and a former teammate of his. And now you're making it like even more of a stressful situation for everyone to gather for no reason, just because you wanted to be first. So I think social media has made people way too quick to not let the facts flow naturally, and instead just try to, it's got to be for me. I got to be the one to get all these likes and retweets because it's going to make me more credible source. The hell?
Yeah.
Like, what about these people's lives? Go ahead.
It was freezing up a little. I also want to say, like, social media has changed a little. So I'm speaking specific for Twitter. So like back in 2011, 2014, Twitter was just like raw. It was, you could say anything.
It was different.
Dark humor. It's like World Star, basically. World Star hip hop. That too. There was no filter. Nobody. It was less sensitive, I should say. Less sensitive. Yeah. And you could say pretty much anything. And people will either laugh, but they're not going to be like, oh my gosh, you're attacking me, even though it's not directed, or you're attacking this type of person. And to go from that and see it evolve into
But is that a good thing? But is that a good thing necessarily, that it was less sensitive or less PC? Because it could also be seen as like social media, Twitter back in that time frame was also like a little bit more disrespectful.
Yeah, it was 100% more disrespectful. But I'm a person that thinks it's gonna sound bad, but bullying is low key good, right?
What?
Low key. Let me explain.
Wait, what?
Explain. Bullying is low key good.
Did you just advocate for bullying on the show?
Let me explain. Let me explain. Goodness. So it's like,
and then y'all wonder why I call him what I call him with that haircut. You see,
look. No,
that's crazy.
No. Let me explain. All right, so boom. I should never start with that. All right, so we got, but by people like either like hating on you, that you can use that as motivation, right? And it's always it's if it's on social media, just get off of social media. It's not crazy, right? I know it's hard to say that, but
go ahead. I'm gonna say why that's not very easy to say, but go ahead.
I know, but I'm saying is you have that option rather than if you're getting bullied in person. That's in person. You can't just turn off your computer or walk away from it like that. But I say that bullying or criticism, that's a better word. Criticism.
There we go. There we go.
All right, so the people that heard bullying
constructive criticism. Let's emphasize that
too. Criticism is good because you can use that as motivation. it shows that there's always going to be people that don't agree with you, right? And it helps you develop as a person to not either cater to everybody or know your audience and know that there's going to be people that's going to hate on you even if you're doing well, and to either ignore them or take what they're saying and then incorporate it into your future work if it's something that's actually helpful or something that you see that you're lacking in, right?
See, that's true if you're saying in a constructive way. But what you were saying, and I know you didn't mean literal bullying, but in a sense, like bullying is not always what people think it is, especially like cyberbullying. And that's something also that I think social media, unfortunately, has presented a lot of, is because people have this platform to have their voices heard in a lot of ways and within their own life that they don't have that type of vocal audience. They feel more emboldened to say and do certain things on social media that they wouldn't do in person. Like certain people wouldn't say some of that outrageous shit that comes out their mouth in person that they would on social media. So I think that in a way, like something like Twitter, like people, like especially like you said 5-6 years ago, they felt emboldened to say certain things that might not be in their character to say in person because they know it might be harsher consequences.
In the same sense, those same people, or there could be people that are saying wild stuff back then, and other people could check them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could be like,
I mean, a lot of people check you now. I think more people check you now.
Well, yeah, more people aren't afraid now, but people are still like, it's like, oh, I don't know that person, let me not even say anything. More people be like, I don't know you, but I'm still gonna check you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's on social media.
It depends on what the issue is. It depends on what the tweet is about. If it's anything that's related to racial injustice, anything related to
they're gonna be
gay rights, anything related to relationships, anything related to those type of topics, people are going to have something to say about it if you say something that's out of pocket or is deemed offensive. So you need to be a lot more careful about what you say. I would
how you word it.
As how you word it.
You can say something and be reasonable, or you can say something and be ignorant and insensitive, and like that what you're saying is just to get other people angry.
Have you done that?
Me? I troll.
Yeah,
but I never troll.
You definitely do. Anyone who follows Twitter, HMG Dream. I'm gonna shout his Twitter out.
That's not my Twitter.
He has some golden tweets. It's not. What's your Twitter?
Nah, you should know my Twitter, but that's not my Twitter. That's not my Twitter.
I thought it was.
That's every other social media besides my Twitter.
Okay.
What was I saying?
I'll put it in the comments in the pinned comment once we post this.
You said if I've done that. Nah, I don't. I troll my friends. I have never trolled like random people. I've never said like racist stuff on like Twitter.
I would hope not.
And I don't think I've said
we can't afford to do that.
Yeah, I never said any like insensitive stuff unless like you obviously know it's a joke. Like I either like some future comment, and all that. It's obviously a joke, right? You'll know it's a joke. There's no confusion. Like, is this dude really like serious? Nah, that's not me. You're joking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's all about the humor. I respect. I'm the same way. But also, like we have a luxury because we don't have like an exorbitant. I don't know if that was the right word. We don't have a high following on social, especially on Twitter. So the things that we could say,
I got like 300 plus.
I do too.
Kinda, actually, I got more followers on Instagram than Twitter, which is funny.
I for sure do as well. But I'm just saying, like, in general, we don't have like a big enough following on like Twitter, for example. We're focused on Twitter a lot. We're gonna talk about Instagram more. But like Twitter, for example, huh?
But for Twitter, it could reach more people because somebody retweets and that could reach like 100, all their followers. Say one person that has 15K retweets your thing, that's reaching all their followers. And that's how viral stuff happens from somebody that doesn't have like a lot of followers. So it could reach more people on Twitter than people will share. Say they share your picture on Instagram, it's only reaching, they're not going to keep sharing it. That's not the basis of Instagram, but the basis of Twitter.
I mean, I don't know about that because I've definitely posted videos or pictures where like I get maybe like 30 or 40 likes, but it reaches a few hundred people because of like how many times it's shared or how it's posted on Insta stories.
It's not
so it can spread like wildfire anywhere.
It's not the same as Twitter.
It's not the same
Twitter
is not.
There's a button. There's a direct button to retweet.
Direct
retweet. Button. Boom. And if you like something, that still shows up on other people's feeds. Sometimes. Depends if you have that on or off. But like it's easier to share stuff on Twitter. That's for it to spread.
That's true. That's true. Let's talk about like a little bit more serious. So like I think social media has had a big impact on the mental health of our generation a lot. Because I think a lot of us naturally, even if we don't want to admit it, we put a lot of stock into social media in terms of our perception or what we post and how much feedback it gets, or just like seeing certain things trending or, topics being discussed that might apply to us. And I think that so many people have posted and put certain things on social media for the sake of clout, and have kind of lost a sense of like their own identity and who they actually are, because they're trying to play a persona as even if they are an influencer, or especially if they're an influencer. So what do you think? Like, do you think like mental health has kind of been affected by social media?
Absolutely. 100%. It's definitely affects like body image, because on social media they're flawless. You really see like something that's not like would be in magazines, especially for like IG models, guy or girl. That I think could also raise expectations for what you have or what you want in the real world, right? So you see like this Instagram model, guy or girl, and you're like, wow, that person's bad, whatever. And now that's what you're expecting in real life, like no like pimples, no nothing. But in reality, they either use the app to like clear up their face on that picture, or filters, and
it's very Photoshop. It's easy to Photoshop you. It's very easy to manipulate.
They have professional cameramen. They have professional camera people. It definitely affects you that way, and seeing quote unquote perfection all the time, and then getting off that app and going in the real world and having different expectations. So you gotta know how to. And some people blur the line of, this is social media. You can't take everything to heart, right? I'm talking about strictly Instagram, just because that's basically all pictures
and video.
You can't take everything to heart that you see. Fiction videos.
But even beyond that too, like people like that goes back to the bullying term you use very loosely, obviously, but because like people who are bigger and are considered obese, I've seen people like that. Like, I don't know them, but like they've posted videos of them working out in the gym or just trying to get themselves in shape, and just for the sake of easy retweets and just being a savage, people make jokes or quote tweet and make a comment on them doing that. And it's just like, where is like they're trying to motivate themselves to get into a healthy weight and a healthy shape in their life, and you're discouraging them through like being, playing around with their image. Like, you don't know how that affects that person.
Yeah, I don't encourage that type of feedback, because say like when a person is obese or they're working towards a goal and they post on social media, that's to motivate either other people in their position, right, or keep them motivated. Like they get encouragement from their friends, their family, and seeing that they're actually working hard can motivate them, like the actual person that posted the thing. And so they keep grinding, and so you could see them change from, like, say January, they're losing weight, all the way to December, and see how far they've come. And it's also a way to keep record of like what you've done and
progression. That's a fact.
Yeah, and that just keeps you motivated. Those people that comment on that are evil. But sometimes if I'm gonna get back to the mental health thing too. But sometimes there are people that they're asking for it. I don't know. So they started encounterment, right? And they started making comments.
I don't think that's a word.
Encounterment?
Encounterment is a word?
I don't know. If it's not, they should have it in the dictionary, bro.
We'll make it about
I'm gonna Google it. All right. They started the engagement. Ooh, that's the word I was looking for.
There we go. There we go.
They started the engagement, right? And the other person just started going ham on them. But that's not the other person's fault, because that's just them.
You instigated first. Yeah, it's kind of like an eye. That's the thing about social media too. It's very much an eye for eye type of thing, especially if someone doesn't know you, and you kind of like, if the person who's obese, for example, like if they come for someone for not being attractive in the face or saying something, out of pocket about like their race or something, or being transgender or something, like, okay, what I'm saying, you could check that person or say something about them, but just know, like, some people on Twitter especially are savages, and if you say something about them or you try to correct them on something, some people are going to go for low blows, and they're going to be very disrespectful, and they're just going to say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So
everybody on Twitter that has a Twitter know what I'm about to say, like what I'm talking about when I say like somebody's getting roasted, and either you see like the reply tweet, "This you," it's a rap.
Right.
It's a rap. Or
exactly.
you look in that person's bio
or the profile pic,
bro, and then yeah, bro, it's after you see this you, it's a rap.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You have to be careful.
The this you comment is undefeated. It's like 1,000 to 0 rule.
If you don't have Twitter, then it is what it is. But if you have Twitter, you know what we're talking about. But yeah, in terms of like mental health, like even like sticking on the exercising part, like a lot of people I see post like videos or boomerangs and stuff on Instagram about their progress in terms of working out, even if they're not like obese, but they're just trying to be in shape. And it's like, you see girls, they're doing the little angles, and it's like you're trying to. I feel like sometimes it could be where you're just trying to motivate yourself, and you just like post, but you're just posting it. But it can also be like you're trying to show off progression to other people as well. Maybe even not to motivate them, but just to try to like a light flex. There's a lot of flexing that goes on.
I mean, that's okay. I have nothing against people showing off the work that they put in, or I'm trying to think.
And it doesn't even need to be physical. It can be work related.
Yeah, they're confident in the work they put in or their self-image. That's perfectly fine. Like, I don't mind you putting out whatever picture if you're feeling yourself. I think that's what the app is for, or that's what these.
But
apps
I feel like
it
should be organic though, meaning that it shouldn't be where you're manipulating the image or the video to make it perceive like you
Oh
look a
yes,
certain way
yes,
when you
yes.
don't.
Yeah. So
That's where the problem is. That's where the
yeah, so
catfishing
if
comes
it's
into
just
place.
like you take the picture, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's like you take the picture and you just post it, and you can put on a filter just to like make it brighter, make everything more visible,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you being confident in your self image. I have no problem with that. And even
Mm-hmm.
if you use a little like apps to clear up stuff, I'm still fine with that. But if you
Mm-hmm.
look completely different, and like the younger generation are gonna look at these pictures like, oh, I'm gonna get into that. Oh, I need to
Mm-hmm.
look like this. Like if you look at what we looked at how we looked when we were like 15 compared to
Mm-hmm.
what these people look like when they're 15, it's completely different.
That's a
Like
fact.
they done skipped their whole childhood and went
Bro,
in
the
straight
puberty
to
hit
being a grown ass
different.
adult.
They are fucking 16,
Really hitting like a
17 year
ton of
olds who
bricks.
look our age. And we're both 25. Like they look grown. And I remember when we was in high school, girls, I mean, there was obviously girls who were more developed than others, but none of them looked like how some of these minors look. Like it's I don't know what's in the water. Even with like grown like boys too. Like
Yeah,
my nephew at
they
16, 15
bruh.
right now, he looks older than I looked when I was 18. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what they feeding these kids, but
I
I
don't.
think
But it could be genetics too, because like
yeah, of course.
certain people can look younger than they actually are, or they can look older than they actually are.
Hashim
So
looking
like
like
I
he's
look younger than I
21.
actually am. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind. I love it.
Hey, I'm looking younger too. You see, I shaved and everything. You
You
know what I'm saying?
shade,
I'm looking
you
for the
shade it.
younger. You see, you know what I'm
You
saying?
know,
I'm looking for the younger
feel it.
myself. You know what I mean?
You know. So and then, but there's times where, all right, just 5 minutes left. I'm gonna cut that out. All right, but there's
Okay.
times where, like you pull up to a sport event, or you playing like pickup basketball or something, and you're like, damn, that dude nice. He probably like 23. He probably around our age. He's like, yo, how old are you? I'm 15. And he dunking and stuff. I'm like, no, bro.
Yo, that
This is
reminds
not
me of the
how.
video.
Not how it
You seen the
works.
video with I know you follow RDC World,
Oh,
right?
RDC World
Mark
Supreme
Phillips and them.
Dreams. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Hilarious. Shout out to
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
If you know, you know. So, remember the video
They
where
did.
Mark
They
was
did make a
playing?
video about that.
Yeah, when Mark was on the
Yeah,
court with them and
they
he was
did.
playing with them, he was like, yeah, how old are you? He's like, you probably in high school killing it. He's like, I'm 13. He has other kids.
I think
The kid
he
was
said.
taller.
He
He's
said.
like, I'm 12.
Yeah, I think he said. He said. He was like, oh, what year in college are you? Like, you a sophomore or junior? It's like, I'm in middle school. Something like that.
Right. Like, what?
And,
Like,
nah, but like the people that like our generation and older set the standards of what the younger generation think they should be doing or they should look like,
exactly.
when they're supposed to be enjoying their childhood. Like it's okay if you're picking the individual things that are actually positive, like your self-confidence, building your self-confidence,
Yeah.
accepting the traits you have, not hating yourself, which I think is a big thing, especially mentally. Accepting your feelings. Like if you're angry, don't like hold stuff in or find somebody to talk to. But
finding an outlet to express your emotions and feelings as well.
Yeah. But I don't think they take it that way. Not all of them. I think majority of them take it like, I just gotta be like this to get this.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You feel me?
Yeah, that's a fact. I think that we should do a part 2 to this because I think there's a couple things we didn't really get to touch on in terms of impact of social media. For example, we definitely didn't touch on relationships and stuff like that. And that I think needs more time than we have left. So
we got a little time left. So I'm gonna just, like segue into that.
Put a little sprinkle in.
Posting significant others. I know that a lot of relationships, people get angry if you don't post them a lot, which I think is stupid. Especially if you're a person that
is it stupid?
No, It's stupid.
I don't think it's
Yes.
stupid.
Listen, I got time. I got time today.
I got time. Do we have time?
We got time. We got a little time. I think say you're a person that doesn't post a lot, right? I don't post a lot. I post maybe 3 times a year, but it's when stuff
3 times a year.
Look at my Instagram. The last
I know you're not lying. That's just funny when you say it out loud.
Like
I definitely post more than you.
Yeah, like the stories, I post, but like actual posts 3 times a year, 3-4 times a year, and
but
it's
you
only
look spiffy every time you post though, bro.
Yes, because I post when there's significant events. So like I go to like a conference or I'm out with friends, I'll post then.
I feel you. You definitely didn't post nothing for LP's birthday, but we're not gonna talk about that.
We didn't take pictures.
We definitely did. I don't know why. We should have took a picture for our own profile for the podcast.
We didn't take pictures. We were slacking.
We got caught slacking.
But like, say you're that type of person, and now you get into a relationship, and he or she expects you to start posting them, but it's like I don't really post, right? So that person's like, he doesn't, or he or she doesn't really mess with me like that. And that's not really it. It's just that they just don't post. So
I think the problem comes into play is not about posting frequently. It's about not trying to. I think there's a lot of people who are from our generation with social media. They try to hide their significant other. Like,
I can see
like either they don't post them at all, so you don't know that they're in a relationship, or they post them, but then if, like, let's say they have a picture, like either they don't show their face or they have like an emoji covering them.
They're at dinner.
Where they do that at? Like, why?
They're at dinner, and she's taking a picture of the dinner, and there's a body on the other side of the table.
There's a body on the other side. A live body.
You don't see the face. But all right, we'll leave that for
that happened to me before, but we're gonna definitely do a part 2 to this because we need to delve more into this. We just wanted to tackle certain things with social media. We definitely gonna have a part 2 to this. Let us know if you want us to do a part 2. Like and comment as well as subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys watching. Any wrap up thoughts, Hashim?
Yeah, we're gonna be posting polls on the Instagram page. Make sure you subscribe. Definitely subscribe to the YouTube page. We do post the full videos. I know you guys like the Instagram posts that we do, but there's actual full videos where we get in more detail on the topic, and it's usually more serious than what we post on the Instagram page. So make sure you guys do that. We're gonna be posting polls, answer those polls, interact with those polls. Will be
questions.
Questions, comments,
individual segments that we introduced, Hashim's roasts and my rants. We're gonna do that like every other week, just to you know.
And so look forward to those things, and